everyone, and welcome back to Art with Miss Choate. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your Tuesday morning. And what we're going to be doing today, we are going to need a box. Now this is going to be like a cereal box or any kind of lightweight box, not an Amazon box, because we're going to be cutting it and weaving it. So let's go grab those boxes. So we're going to get started with our cardboard boxes. Now you can use any kind of cardboard box, but like I said, it's got to be a lighter weight so we can easily cut through it. Anything will do. You might want to pick something that you think has interesting colors or interesting design, or if you have two that are a similar size, we can play with combining those. So we're going to cut out those rectangles. So now we're going to be folding it in half. I decided this is the one that I want to be weaving through the other one. So I'm folding this in half. This is going to be our base. And we're going to cut from the folded edge in. You don't want to cut on this open where it's talking this way. We're going to be cutting, and don't go, I would say stop about an inch or ½ inch away from the edge so we can't rip through. And we're going to do even cuts. You can mark it with a pencil first, or you can just kind of eyeball it, straight lines. Now that's something you could also do is instead of having them even, you could on purpose go uneven. You can play with what that does. And I see that mine was pulling, and we were kind of going over at an angle as it was cutting. It's okay. So now we have our folded, our cut, and we're going to be weaving in and out of this. So now we're going to take this one and cut it into strips this way. Now this is where you can start to play. Do you want to have it be where both printed sides are showing when you're doing your weaving? Or do you want it to be only one side? And you're going to push that all the way up. So I'll show you a couple different ways. We can either do where we see, and I kind of like that, or you could flip it the other way where you have the brown side showing. And now we're going to do every other. So since this one was on top, now it's going to be under and over. And push it up, under, over, under, over, under. So it's the opposite of the one that's above it, and you push that on up. There we go. And now you could decide, do you want a pattern where you have it show, don't show, have it show. And you don't have to go in the same order. You could pick like, I want this next, or I'm going to stick with that cake showing next. So now since that doesn't show here, we're going to go over and under, over and under. If you're doing this with somebody younger, you might have to help them pop these up because that's a little bit harder. And now we push it on up. And we could decide, do we want to keep going with that pattern? If so, like I don't like this piece, so I'll flip this one over. And I noticed I left a little bit of that edge, so I can trim that away so it weaves in and out a little bit easier. There we go. So now since that's over, this one will start by going under, over, under, over, under. I'm kind of liking how that's looking. So now I'm going to pick again. I want one of those cakes to show. So that's under. So we're going to start with this one being over, under, over, under, over, under, over. Boom, look at that. It's looking pretty interesting. Now I could even flip it the other way. So like the red was here, now the red's here. I could switch that. And even if you put it through and you don't like it, fix it, do a different way. So now I'm going to go over. Same thing I just did, but I'm changing my direction because after I did it, I decided I didn't like it as much. I like that much better. I like that it doesn't it breaks it up a little bit. And now it looks like I have room for one more. Now you might find that one more might not fit, so you could either cut it a little smaller. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to trim a little bit away because I know the full thing won't fit. And since I have the red there, oh, I guess if I was keeping with my pattern, it would have been brown. Oh, that's fine. So I'll keep with my pattern. This is over. So now we're going to start with this one being under, over, under. Like I said, it could be a little bit difficult to push it. And that's why we're using cardboard, because it does move a lot easier. Now you could substitute and put paper in here if you have some colored paper. You can also look at what the other side looks like. Do we like the brown where only some of those are coming through? Do we like this side? So now, this is one way. Let me show you another way. So for this other way, I'm going to have the brown showing, and I'm going to be picking my most interesting pieces to be weaving through, and I'm going to have them all show. So again, I'm going under, over, under, over, under, over, pushing that up. Next one, and remember, switch it up however you want to play with it. Now, since if we went the same exact way, you'll notice how it's not really a weaving, right? You see that? And they can slip on top of each other. So make sure we're going the opposite. And if you make mistakes, that's okay, just fix it. So we're going over, under, over, under, over, under. And we're going to keep continuing. And here's another way. Same idea. We're using the brown and then all the colored images, and play with it. Really think about where those colors are going. Plan it out, place it. I didn't use all of the pieces that I had. I could go back and switch one out if I decide, like, what would it look like if I had two, maybe putting another red one here. I'm gonna do it. Well, oh, look at that, I don't like that. So maybe if I put it this way. So go ahead and play with these ideas. Don't just say like the first way is the best way. And then these are great for placemats, maybe art placemats where you're doing other projects on top of this so we don't get our table dirty, because they're pretty sturdy after they're made. So let's see what this one looks like. So now I have kind of this red that comes through here and works down. It would have been nice if maybe there was a spot of red. So again, oh, that, you know what? I said it. Let's make it happen. And it's not too hard to pull ones out and replace it. Now you could even edit these. Maybe you put a piece of tape around it here so you have like some blue, or maybe you draw on top of them first. This could totally be mixed media. Be creative, see how far you can push yourselves. I like that now. I love that kind of pattern that's coming in. You could also think about including other boxes, like this is about that width. We could cut that, or actually that's pretty close, and we could do a whole nother one added in, or parts of it. I hope you had fun making our little cardboard weavings today. Hopefully you played with the idea of like how this can be used, or what kind of different cardboards or imagery can you put in here. Weaving in extra paper, weaving in drawn on paper, all of these things are free for you to use once you know how to weave. So remember, that's over, under, and the next one you do the opposite, so under, over, under, over. So I hope you had a good time. Remember, if you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you liked this. I know somebody had requested more things from the house, more recycled material, so that's why we did this one today. So I listen to those comments and I try my best to implement them in the future. So please let me know what you'd like to see. What are the supplies you have in your home? So I'm making videos that you guys can really do and achieve. So let me know, pass this along to a friend, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.